The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? Today, Amber and Scott have a trio of unexpected guest hosts to discuss him, which ends up as less Any Given Sunday and more Battle Royale. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
Oh, jeez.
Nothing. I don't think.
What's happening here?
Ha.
Yeah, hey, Jimmy, why are you here? I mean, hi. What can I do for you?
I mean,
Oh, dear.
possibly you had to have expected this one.
No, I didn't. What are you guys doing here?
So, I might cover werewolf movies, and my colleagues might cover vampire and zombie movies. But you might remember that we are collectively known as the fantasy football monsters.
I'm sorry, folks. This is Cinema IRL. You have started listening to the proper podcast. I'm not sure what our friends from Fantasy Football Monsters are doing here. Guys, what are you doing here?
Well, didn't we just go see him?
We did, but that doesn't,
Okay.
doesn't really...
And him's about
I don't know.
football.
Oh, yeah.
So, I
Okay.
mean, you kind of summoned all of us.
Oh, okay. So we're going the commonality with something normal like football. Okay.
Yes! Ha-ha!
Okay, that didn't even occur to me. All right, folks, for those of you who are incredibly confused, a little like myself, we occasionally have correspondents that help us out with our podcast.
Check the website.
Yeah. Jimmy, say hi, Jimmy.
Oh, hi.
Jimmy is normally
I'm
our
the zombie correspondent.
Sorry, correspondent.
I mean, I'm not really correspondent. I was told not to use that word because it's for real journalists.
That's true. And then Von Murder.
Yes.
Von Murder is our...
I am the vampire.
Yes. So,
Dude.
yes.
I'm not a correspondent either.
Yes. So
The
he...
vampire who sucks you dry. I don't know.
So Von Murder helps us with vampire movies, and then Morty.
Oh, yes. I'm okay with using the term correspondent because I did indeed have 3 semesters where I learned... Shut up. We don't care.
Okay.
Shut up. Just don't be an idiot.
Okay. So these 3 gents usually chime in on those themed kind of movies, but actually I did not realize this, did not put 2 and 2 together. Him, which is our episode, is a football themed movie, so I guess it does make sense that you guys popped on by. So hello.
Hi.
All right, so let's give a description so then we can jump in. Our film for this episode is him. Cameron Cade is a rising quarterback who suffers a potentially career-ending injury after being attacked by an unhinged fan. Just when all seems lost, Cam receives a lifeline when his hero, Isaiah White, offers to train him in an isolated compound. However, as the training accelerates, Isaiah's charisma turns into something darker, sending Cam down a disoriented rabbit hole that may cost him more than he ever bargained for. And while we were walking into this film, Scott said something about this being a horror movie. And I said, Jordan Peele doesn't really do horror movies. He does the what is happening right now kind of movies.
He kind of does them psychological thriller kind of things, only there was a lot of blood in this one.
Yeah, and a lot of the what the heck is happening, because all of his films have some sort of
It's kind of kooky
thing in there where you're like, okay, what's going on? What does this mean? What am I watching kind of moments.
I was pissed when they cut off his head and the fountain came out.
Oh.
Give a vampire a neck, he'll eat for a day. Give him a fountain, I don't know, 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Yeah, that was just a random character. So, guys, we discussed the film in some semblance of order that's going to make sense to our listeners. Hopefully, they've already watched it and can identify and relate to the things we're talking about. But we do want to have some flow here.
We'd like to have some kind of decorum, gentlemen, so that we could please get through this episode in a somewhat timely manner.
Thank you, Marty. All right, so we have Cam. He grew up in a football family, and as a kid, watched football with his family. And when he was young, probably looked like he was maybe around 6, he was watching his hero on their football team, which was the Saviors, and watching hero quarterback Isaiah White make the win and then get injured. And his dad at the moment kind of was like, it'll be all right.
That was a pretty gruesome injury he had.
I'll have to trust you on that one.
It was.
And his dad said, no pain, no gain. And so Cam grew up to play football with that same mentality from his dad, no pain, no gain.
Yes, we like pain.
So, there's Cam is getting ready for this big moment in his career. He's out practicing at night, and all of a sudden someone's behind him and they club him over the head with some sort of heavy object and give him a brain injury. And after that, he's got to take it easy, and they're all concerned, and he gets an invitation from his hero, Isaiah White, that says, come out to my compound, spend some time with me. And obviously Cam is thrilled and goes out, and he has to surrender his phone. And every day training happens, but he's also getting infused with Isaiah White's blood. So right there, WTH.
Yeah, guys, give me a minute. Just...
Oh, hi, Scott. I didn't even...
Oh,
you were
yeah.
here.
Oh, no. Trust me, I usually just let them do their thing, but...
You were hiding behind them.
Hey, fine, but we're still here watching you. Great. That's wonderful. So, yeah, I definitely have thoughts. And unfortunately, some of them are... See, that's the thing is I like football. And there were so many things that pissed me off about this. Because there's things called... Like if you're the team that's won like 8 rings or whatever and you're on top, you just won one, you're not getting Cameron Cade. He's going to get drafted somewhere else. You can't just make a deal with him. What kind of demonic shit was this?
What do you mean? I don't follow what you're saying.
Oh, well,
Isaiah got the rings, not Cameron. So
well, yes, but no. My point is they're thinking that Isaiah is going to be like a top draft pick. And
Isaiah, no, they're thinking
No.
Isaiah's contract's ending and that he's older and probably going to
Yes.
be pushed out, and he's trying to find his replacement.
yeah, so they think Cameron's going to be a top prospect.
Yeah, Cameron. Not
Yes,
Isaiah.
Camera. So, but that's the thing is that in sports, there's these things called drafts. And the teams that did the worst the previous season get the first picks. Because the last thing you want is the Super Bowl winner getting the first pick the next year and, making their team even more brutal. So...
Okay, so we're football facting here.
Yeah, we're football facting a little
Okay,
bit.
got it.
And you don't... I mean, I guess it's demonic, so I'll allow it.
Comes from the brain of Jordan Peele, and that's really enough said.
He's kind of screwed up, but I like him.
Yeah, he has some very peculiar movies under his belt. So it takes us to first, what would you do? Is you're Cameron, you've been attacked by someone, you have metal stitches in your head and a brain injury, and the doctors basically said, a second brain injury could take him out for good. And you get invited to the compound of your childhood hero. Do you go?
I mean, it's not really an opportunity that's generally afforded to you. And when the goat himself decides to invite you to his residence, I don't think you can say no.
Yeah, and I'm sure you don't want to say no. I mean, it's an incredible opportunity, which takes us to the blood infusion.
He probably didn't know he was a freak.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of freak.
Yeah, definitely the strange kind of freak. So the first time that Isaiah's personal doctor, I guess, says Isaiah gets infused with his own blood to help him get past difficult times, or if he has a hangover or he's tired.
Pain medication or hand jobs, I think he said.
Yeah. And then the doctor comes over and then gives Cameron a little jab. of some of Isaiah's blood, what would you do? I'd be like, what the F are you doing? Like, you do not inject other people's blood into someone else, especially without asking permission first.
So, I don't know if he knew right away that it was actually his blood. He just knew that they were jabbing him with something. And let me tell you, if you're a professional athlete and you're under the supervision of a team of doctors, you might just let them do it because you know they know better. But this is a Jordan Peele movie. He should have been very afraid.
Yeah, if he had known he was in a Jordan Peele movie, he absolutely would have been afraid.
If he didn't want the blood, I'll take it.
Yes, thank you, Von Murder. Yes.
No problem.
After the doctor shot Cameron up with the blood, then he said basically like people would kill to be able to get Isaiah's blood. So at that point, he did realize what had happened. So strange things happen in the compound. So much, so
real strange
that you don't know honestly what's real and what's a hallucination. It's very confusing in that front because I don't know what's happening for certain. I don't know if Scott, if you did.
I mean, I kind of did. Like when they collided, they were showing the skeletal thing, and I think that was just
when Cameron and Cameron and Isaiah were playing football practice.
Yeah, like when they hit each other, like you kind of saw like the type of
Their
impact that these things
lit
have
up.
on your body, but I don't think that was so much. Now, when they got to the point where it was like all orange and stuff, that's some Predator crap right there.
Their bodies and their skeletal structure lit up gold color when they had to impact. So, not really 100% certain of what that was, if it was meant to illustrate the compact or if they did show things happening along the way, like bones and blood curdling and, things fusing within the body.
I think shit actually got weird near the end. It wasn't just for us. It was for them too.
Things got weird toward the end. I think things got weird, 20 minutes in.
Well, weird.
So what would you do if you were in this situation where you're not allowed to have a phone, so you're not allowed to have contact with the world, and we only got like 5 days in, and it felt like already he had been there for weeks because so much had happened. What would you do when you find yourself in this situation where you are increasingly under some source of duress? Like there's a scene where one of the fans, who looks like something out of American Horror Story Freak Show, the TV show, is hiding under a bench when they're in a steam room and attacks Cameron, who comes close to killing her, and I think Isaiah finishes her off and kills her.
First of all, on your point about the phone, I went my first 740 years without a phone. He can have my phone. That's fine. Like if the goat's going to train me and he wants my phone, here you go.
Yeah, I can understand you probably don't have much of an attachment considering you've lived centuries without one.
Yes. But I really like having it.
Yeah.
He does seem to be on it. Are you still playing Candy Crush? Shut up. Don't tell anyone. Besides, what is this? 2014?
It is definitely not 2014.
Pokemon Go now. Shut it.
So towards the end, we see Cameron basically getting his deal to play for the Saviors, but apparently the people who own the team and the agents and the managers or whatever are part of some sort of satanic cult.
I believe demonic cult is the word you're looking for here.
Yeah, and Cameron kind of just kills everybody as he's wielding.
He went postal.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure the post office loves the fact that reference means to kill everyone.
Yeah, I mean, considering that reference is probably 30 years old, I don't know if the kids use that phrase anymore.
I still do.
What would you do if you were Cameron, you had been through this ringer of all these strange things happening, and then you get presented with the deal of a lifetime? Come play for the Saviors.
Okay, guys, give me a minute here. So I'm actually gonna kind of blow this one up a little bit further.
Okay.
So I was actually having a conversation just the other night, a couple nights ago, discussing pseudo-sacrifice, but like commitment to certain things.
Wait, what?
So
What?
Not like death sacrifice, but making sacrifices in life to make other things happen. Like, it's like, for example, let's say Josh Allen, which you don't know who that is.
I recognize him as a football
But
player.
he's a football player. I assure you, from a very young age, all through his life, was football obsessed. That's what he did. He sacrificed probably social stuff and like a whole bunch of other things in life because he was going to be a football player, and that's what he was going to commit himself to. And when you're down that path and you go down that hard, that long, I feel like the line of where you're willing to stop is really, really murky. Now, obviously, this film is designed to really push that line to be like, are you willing to join a demonic cult to be a good quarterback? And whether or not you are willing to take it that far, would I? No. Like I said, okay, so I was having, shout out John Cruz, long conversation with him where we were discussing, and he's big into AI. He like has studied AI like crazy, and he spent like the last couple years of basically dedicating himself to this. And we were having a conversation about the level of commitment, and I was like, yeah, kind of based on where you are at this point, you're kind of like an NFL backup quarterback. Like, there's people who are better, who have done more to get where they are, but if you're an NFL backup quarterback, you're still a really damn good player. Like, there's only 32 starting roles that you could have. So you're still like freaking amazing. And I've not wanted to commit to that level on AI to learn. Like, I know a lot, but not to that kind of level. And then it really made me start to think, like, and I'm like, as far as like that level, like the trying to be like the creme de la creme, I don't think there's anything I've ever wanted to anything I've ever wanted so bad to put that much focus, time, effort, and sacrifice into it. Just.
Are you sure? That doesn't sound like you. I mean, you get singularly focused on a lot of things.
Well, yeah,
for like sacrifice other things
for like a week or two.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's pretty much 5 or 6 months a year I don't see you because of football.
Listen, just because we kidnap your husband doesn't mean you should shame him. We don't exist without him, okay? You still exist. I mean, I usually disagree with him, but I'm not going to on this one. I mean, you maybe should think of someone other than yourself on this one. Share your husband a little bit. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean...
That's not true. Yes, football season. I love me some football. I do. But
everything gets sacrificed during football season.
No. Not like you're waking up at 5:30 every day to train and hitting the gym and watching exactly how and what you eat and like having virtually every...
Well, that's physical stuff. You're not big into that.
But, I mean, even the mental part of it. Like I've had things I've been committed to, but the point I'm trying to make is whether it's an NFL quarterback or like a CEO or a founder of like a Fortune 500 type company or like a high-ranking politician, you're
talking about professional
like a
aspirations.
non-Donald Trump president. These are things that people strive for like their whole lives, and they work and they do these things, and it takes an extraordinary level of commitment to get to that high level. And I don't know that I have the commitment.
Yeah, sitting and watching football isn't the same thing.
Yes, no.
But it does definitely yield a lot of sacrifice. A lot of things get sacrificed during football season.
I mean, yes, we make sacrifices every single day in our lives for small ones, for this and that. Like, okay, I don't need this. I can do with this or whatever. I mean, like, sacrifices are part of life, and it's just a matter of, like they really said, what are you willing to sacrifice? And often not just what, but how much are you willing to sacrifice? And like some people, and just because you're not doesn't necessarily mean like you're not going to be able to be successful. Like I've been off and on successful without quite that level of sacrifice. I mean, instead of going deep, I go wide. So I just know a lot of things, and rather than a lot about like one. But
Jack of all trades, but master of none.
Basically, that's almost my autobiography. But yeah, so it's I don't want to pass judgment on any of these people because yes, so someone like that gets to the top and they're like one of the best, but they have sacrificed. They've sacrificed home lives. They've sacrificed.
Oh yeah, they didn't go to parties in high school. They didn't, have the late nights. They were always getting up early for training. They were watching their diets. They were exercising when other people were playing and partying.
Or even another great example actually is professional wrestlers.
Okay.
Because they're, especially ones like WWE, they're on the road like most of the year. And like they don't, I've heard 300 days a year in hotel rooms is as like a average number for like someone who's like main roster WWE traveling around. That's a lot, especially because a lot of them do have like spouses at home. But it's what they love. And so, but they're sacrificing their home life. They're sacrificing birthdays and baseball games with their kids and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's not good.
Though,
that's not good.
Sacrifices is relative. One of the long-standing relationships in Hollywood has always been Hugh Jackman and his wife. And I can't recall how long they've been married, but they had been married something like 30 years. And it wasn't until the pandemic where Hollywood shut down and they had to be together in their house all the time that basically made that relationship fall apart.
I think that made a lot of relationships fall apart. I don't know how the hell you and Scott made it through that one.
Yeah. So, but...
Seriously, how'd you put up with him? He can barely put with him.
But the distance actually made that relationship work. And I think probably that was the case with a lot of other working Hollywood couples is they got to do their own thing and then have limited time together, and they didn't get on each other's nerves or get annoyed with people because their time together was precious. So sacrifice, I don't know. Sometimes it can be a good thing. Space can be a good thing.
COVID put that into overdrive. I mean, even people who work normal jobs that did live at home, all of a sudden having to be home all the time, virtually 24/7 around each other, that took a toll. I think that's a bit on the extreme side. But you do have people who, like, I know, like Bryan Danielson at one point was like, I'm stepping away.
A wrestler.
I'm stepping away for a while because I need to spend some time being a dad and a husband. And like what I'm sacrificing is no longer worth it for what I'm getting out of it. And that's the other thing to remember. Just because you've sacrificed doesn't mean you have to continue sacrificing. Always continually reevaluate what your goals and priorities are in life. And like, it's like you could be a non-sacrificer that all of a sudden decides, yep, this is the cause. Like you become enamored with a cause, and you might just sacrifice everything for advocacy to help, or even the people like the massive levels of civil disobedience. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice my freedom for this. And also, you could be the person who used to do a lot of stuff like that, and then you're like, it's just not what it was to me anymore. So it's not an all or nothing thing when it comes to this thing, or necessarily even in that's who I am. But circling all the way back around to the first question, God, I thought you were never going to. Almost fell asleep. Would I sign that contract when there's a upside down pentagram and a bunch of people wearing pig masks in front of me?
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah.
No! I think I would have tapped out quite some time ago.
Yeah, and at that point, honestly, we were so far down the Jordan Peele whole bizarreness that, like, what was happening there? There were red, white, and blue dust. What are those like crop planes that do that do the sky writing kind of things in the air? There were red, white, and blue, and there was a pentagram. There were people wearing pig's heads.
It went full Jordan Peele.
And then the one that attacked him all of a sudden was there again, and he had a knife, and he was killing people. So
I enjoyed Jordan Peele more when he was teaming with Keegan-Michael Key. His stuff was a little less gory.
Yes, more on the funnies, less on the gories. So
shut up, wimp.
So what would you do? Would you go down that path if you were Cade? It sounds like a no.
Okay, I myself am a no. I too am a no. Have you just met me? You think no, I'm a no. Hell yeah, I would. Screw it. I'm immortal. I want all the power. But how about you?
That actually does sound very on brand for you, Von Murder. Although the blood and the gore and the killing and mayhem.
It's kind of my thing.
It is your thing. So, yeah, him.
Yep. Him.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.